Oh no, it's ruined.
Most of my videos these days are about travel. I don't really like posting my art and writing because anything online basically becomes public property. Blocking people or any other privacy filter just gives you the perception of control. If you don't want something public, you don't post it. In my first 2 videos of this year, I was honest about discussing my struggles with sobriety and overcoming my need to placate everyone at the expense of my own happiness. I also posted snippets from the new season of Creeping Wave Radio, with samples of art and reference photos. Like a lot of writers, artists, musicians, and other creatives, I draw inspiration from my personal life experiences. Recently, someone saw these videos and recognized some of themselves in certain characters. I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you reacted negatively. Maybe you can work on those traits. This is my short reply to your video response. I am not stalking you, though you were the linchpin that forced me to recognize how out of control my life had become. Yes, aspects of your personality did filter in, especially in the earlier scripts when we were still in contact. Thank you for congratulating me on my sobriety. One of my recovery assignments was to write about the things in my life I was drinking to escape, so as to confront them head on. I keep a daily journal, and looking back on my posts from 2018, when I first made your acquaintance, I realized I'd always struggled with the domineering, belittling, and ultimately suffocating friendship I'd allowed myself to be drawn into with you. Several entries questioned if it was normal for friendships to be so abrupt and all-consuming. I wondered why you were inviting me to your wedding when you hardly knew me. I frequently wondered why you were so fun and friendly with people I saw you interact with at art shows and so belligerent with me. Starting from the very first day we met. Remember when you walked me to my car and decided it was too suburban trophy wife? That night you filled my inbox with ads for more suitable vehicles, but also links to art shows that were accepting entries. That last bit kept me hanging on. You frequently talked about giving the carrot with the stick, a technique for correcting behavior, or as you put it, critiquing through the use of punishment, the stick, and then reward, the carrot. It effectively kept me in my place for the next 3 years, where you would psychoanalyze everything I said, tell me what I really thought, and diagnose me as having depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and even once, dissociative identity disorder. I became some kind of weird project for you. Sometimes, the same way a suspect under interrogation will answer what they know the interrogator wants to hear, I just played along with your game. When I'd had enough and stood up for myself, you would tell me I was belittling your experience with mental illness and trauma. Sometimes, according to you, my failure to reply to your copious DMs or a post I made you thought might indirectly be about you launched you into a panic attack and kept you awake all night. I'd have to apologize, and I secretly resented it because I felt I'd done nothing wrong. Then I'd be rewarded with presents. Custom-made clothes, masks, hand-painted postcards, or weird little knickknacks you dug up. These presents made me question if I was wrong to think you were controlling and overly critical. Maybe it was all in my head. Surely I owed you a second chance, and a third, and a fourth, and so on. At the time, all my contacts in the San Diego art community were through you. I think the fear of losing that network really informed my behavior. All those people seemed to love you, and they had nothing but good things to say. Obviously, the problem was within me, or so I convinced myself. Drinking helped with that. After my little recovery writing assignment, I did take the next step and confront you via DM through March and April of 2021. You took my words as an insult, told me how I hurt you and made you cry, then took to Facebook and Instagram and made several posts victimizing yourself. Though you never outright named who had wronged you, people knew, and they took it upon themselves to get involved. Thank you for that. I realized there could be no resolution, so I started ignoring your DMs, and after a week of that, you blocked me. It was the outcome I'd been trying to push for, though I didn't have the courage to be the one who made the terminal cut. I wrote my first 2 scripts early in the recovery process. I used my own healing process, as you do in your artwork, to create a metaphor for escaping the ever-present interdimensional beings who want to dominate my life. While personality traits of yours may be present, there is no one character based upon you. You are not the main antagonist, and I think your claim of this is more to rally people against me than anything else. Go ahead. I have contacts outside your circle of influence now. Relationships like the one I had with you, however, have been a constant in my life and can only change if I change how I respond to them. I know your video was meant to scare me off, shake my confidence, and stop me from saying my piece. You've seen me retreat from social media before to avoid confrontation, and you wanted to trigger that response. Well, I won't give you the satisfaction. I liked the bit about me giving you control over my life if I continue writing this plotline. Excellent manipulation tactics. That would have worked wonderfully on me a few years back, but sorry, I'm not that person anymore, and this is my story to tell.